All right. Hello everyone. That's tuning in. This is Josh, also known as Yashu. We're actually on episode 79 of the TLOY Talks podcast, and this is like the second edition of the Josh and Yom talk for a bit too. So Yom's back on the pod, and we have a lot of like dope topics to discuss for a bit. So all right, man. How you doing, bro?
Chilling, fam. How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Thank you for bringing me back for the second round, bro. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the first one did some good views. It had like some good traction, and like I know it was like posted like on your channel, and I noticed like it was like well received in a sense too. So I think for this one, I think we're on common ground for with a lot of the topics and all that too. So yeah, most definitely and all that.
For sure.
Yeah. And to kind of get us started for a bit too, I'm just gonna share the screen for people to like kind of like tap in and all that. So give me one quick sec. So right now we have the Sean O'Malley versus like Marlon Vera recap. I don't know if you're like big on like UFC and all that by any chance. Like it's kind of like a wide phenomenon.
Me, to be honest with you, I'm not that big on UFC. I'm just for the hype. Like there's some fighters that have did that do like maybe Anderson Silva, what do you call it, George St. Pierre, fudge. Conor McGregor, right? Rampage Jackson, those like guys. But now, to be honest with you, I don't watch it like before. To be
Yeah,
honest,
yeah, no, I know what you mean. I mean, I know like right now it is like popular like in the whole like YouTube sphere and like everything else too, with Nelk discussing about it, with Joe Rogan, being a commentator on UFC and like having like people like on his podcast and all that, and yeah, a lot of people like even like Andrew Tate who used to do like UFC for a little bit as well too. So Sean,
Andrew Tate did UFC,
yeah, yeah, he did like kickboxing for a bit too. So give me
but
one.
he didn't do UFC, did he?
I'm gonna play like some clips for a bit too. So
Wow, I didn't know he did UFC, bro.
yeah, he did like UFC for like a little bit, like like boxing for a bit, but yeah,
Wow.
Are you ready for an online poker experience like you've never seen before? The new 888
I'm ready to kill. I don't do this for fun. This is not a sport to me. I don't enjoy it.
Oh, he
I
was
hate
young back in the
training.
day.
yeah,
I hate fighting. This is
like boxing, kickboxing and all that. But then
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Oh yeah, He did say it. He did say it in the
yeah,
videos that he did kickboxing. This guy became a global icon, bro.
yeah.
But I heard he went back to the bin though.
Yeah, lately, like I know that did some time like for a
In
bit. Like I think
Romania,
he was
right? I
because
heard I heard he went back in Romania. I heard he went back to the jail.
yeah, but then I think he bailed out like later on too. But yeah, like I remembered around this time like because I know like Andrew Tate and the other guy Tristan basically they were like involved in like some sex scandal type of thing and all that, and then like sex trafficking, and then they were jailed like a while back, and then they were like freed and all that, and then I think they had a UK warrant. That was
Wow,
kind of it. So they
that's
got
not. To be honest with you, that's not good for his image because this guy was talking a lot of crazy things about shorties, bro, about
yeah,
females,
yeah,
and then he got accused for a scandal.
yeah,
Damn,
yeah. But yeah,
that's
like
hardcore, bro.
I mean, back then in his prime, he only had like two fights, I think, and then I think he might have like lost in like one of the fights too. But yeah, like I know like in this past, he used to talk about like how like kickboxing like helped him like with his like mental and all that to get him to become like healthy to
No, he's
beat
a big
poison.
guy.
Yeah, and
He's a
his
big
dad
guy,
used to
bro.
be like a well-known like chess player and all that too. So I could understand like his intellect and like his skill set like comes like from his family and all that. So
Yeah.
yeah. But to kind of get back on topic, so the Sean O'Malley thing, I'll actually show you because I remember I think like that was like kind of like the recent thing that was going on. I'm gonna type Sean O'Malley, and they actually fought before too. So like Marlon like won like the first time, so this is kind of like the second time and all that. So
Oh, spinning back kick to the body.
So Sean's like the one like with the like colored like braids and all that, and like Marlon's with the like the other trunks and all that. So
He starts to go to work.
Wait, so who's Sean O'Malley, the guy with long hair?
the guy with the colored dreads and all that, like the braids.
Oh,
But like as you can see, like Sean's known for his like IQ within like kickboxing and all that, and in fighting. So and also with his like great like strikes and his quickness to. Because when you see like Marlon, like you see him like back down for a bit too and like defend himself, and he usually calculates like his strikes like later on and all that. And as with Sean, like he's just like straightforward, going in and all that.
yeah.
Spinning attack partially grazed the chin. Unless he's going to be behind in the scorecards.
So what happened? Like, was it bad?
So Sean actually won this time and all that. I'm gonna like fast forward to like the end and all that, but I think it was a unanimous decision that like the judges had, and like I think like Sean won that fight. So just based on the amount of strikes and like where like landed and all that, so that's like where it kind of like went for a bit too. But yeah.
Early in the fight, massive knee.
You could like even like see right there too, like he did like the whole like knee drop and all that, and yeah.
Who's your favorite UFC fighter?
Like for me, like when I do watch like some UFC fights and seeing like some players too, McGregor's like actually pretty good and all that. I know like Anderson Silva and George St. Pierre were actually like very good like back then based on their deliveries and all that, and the way they interacted with like certain players too. As far as like other ones that I know, Ronda Rousey was like good. The moment that she lost one time was
Yeah, she good.
yeah. Like
Yeah, but I sad that she got knocked out though. Like she got that cold, bro.
yeah, like that was like an iconic fight too, because like Ronda Rousey like won like many fights. She was like kind of like the Mike Tyson of her time back then, and
Yeah.
then like when that random event happened, like when she like lost, it was kind of like how Tyson and Buster Douglas happened, like even with the whole like Muhammad Ali and like Larry Holmes situation too, because like there was like a moment where like Muhammad Ali was losing a fight badly to Larry Holmes and all that, and like Mike Tyson got knocked out by Buster Douglas and all that too, so I could even say like it was like comparable to like that and all that. So and I mean to kind of like fast forward for a bit too, like Jake Paul I guess I can't edit on my end too because I'm on the other account, but Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, so they're actually set to be fighting soon sometime in July and all that. I don't know if you're like in tune with that right now and all that.
I mean, of course, that did popped up on my my ex. To be honest with you, it was all about Mike Tyson and what do you call it, Jake Paul. To be honest with you, I mean, I don't know how to really explain it, because in Mike Tyson behalf, taking this fight, I really think it's for like the money, right? Because to be honest with you, he doesn't really need to box, bro. This guy's a legend. You know what I'm saying? He's an icon. But on Jake Paul's behalf, is more of a respect, a certified that he has a legendary. He's fighting a legendary fighter, right? An iconic fighter. So to be honest with you, it is gonna be fun. It's really gonna be interesting because Mike Tyson, bro, that guy's a monster. Like this guy's about 57 years old. I don't know if you have seen his training videos. Damn, the man could box, bro.
Yeah.
Like he's a mean machine. Like he's really solid. Jake Paul is solid too, bro. This guy has been knocking out UFC fighters, like you know what I'm saying, boxers. So I really think it will go down to what do you call it? Like endurance and speed. You know what I'm saying? Whoever has like more speed, more endurance, okay, I'll go with Jake Paul. But if Mike Tyson like goes for a knockout, like if he knocks out Jake Paul, yo, bro, it's gonna be crazy. Like it's gonna be really insane. But I doubt it. Because Jake Paul's he's a beast too, bro. This guy is solid.
Yeah.
So, but it's gonna be interesting. Guess what? It's free, fam. If you got Netflix, you can watch it on Netflix.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
Yeah, nah, for sure. I know for me, from what I've noticed too, like I remember like even like Mike Tyson recently too. I remember recently he was caught like fighting someone like on a plane a while back too, and like he still had that endurance and energy, and like the guy that got attacked, felt like that wrath like in Mike and all that, and like when you see like old like Mike Tyson like videos too and all that, like when he was like boxing like a lot of greats like Evander Holyfield and all that, Larry Holmes, like I think who else? I'm just trying to find like random ones too, but like those two specific ones, and like even like some white fighters as well too. Like Mike like would go crazy like on these people and all that. Like I think that iconic fight where like Mike bit like Evander like Holyfield's like ear and all that, like it shows like that rage and that wrath like too, and like the way he constitutes like his energy with like the way he looks at his IQ like within like other fighters too, like it does kind of show like that consistency and that growth as like a boxer too, from his like first fight until like now and all that. And I think like even in this situation it's kind of like I don't know if you've seen like the last like Rocky movie by any chance, where like Rocky is fighting like this like young kid, like I think from like LA and all that.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is-
yeah.
yeah
Wait, was it like on the street? On the street?
it's like Rocky 5. So basically what
Like on the
happened.
street, right? He was gonna train him and stuff, and then I think the kid didn't like him anymore, so he went to the other trainer, and then he told him, yo, get out, like get out from the coffee store. So they went out to the coffee store and they started boxing outside in the street, no?
Yeah, I think so too, because I remembered like the first Rocky movie, he was fighting like Apollo, like the first two Rocky movies he was like fighting like
Yeah.
Apollo Creed. The third
Yeah.
one, Rocky, was like I think in Russia or something like that, and like he was fighting the dad from the other boxer from like Creed 2 and all that. And then Rocky 4 was like I think like he was about to train this guy, and then that guy became successful. Rocky 5, like this is like when Rocky like owned like the restaurant and all that too, and then there was like this like young kid, I think from LA or from like somewhere in California. He said, who I want to fight, Rocky, like Rocky Marciano, like stuff like that, do, and like that's like when Rocky got back onto like fighting, like that gist of it too. It's kind of like how like Jake Paul and Mike are doing it and all that too, because like you see this young kid, Jake Paul, like fighting like all these like people, like knocking out like Nate Robinson and all that, knocking out like UFC fighters. I think his brother was like fighting like Floyd Mayweather and all that too, and seeing him like even take on this like challenge, like fighting one of the most iconic fighters of our generation. It's something that's like crazy to see and all that. And I feel like Mike, he is like very like healthy for his age too, like in his 50s and all that. Like he is like very toned. He is like I know that he like is like cannabis like influence and all that too. He smokes like a lot of weed and all that, so I feel like even in that presence, like that energy is like still going in as well too. And I feel like it would be like a very good fight too. Like it'll be kind of like the same like the Mike and Buster Douglas fight and all that, but maybe within a different setting. I don't think Mike would get knocked out, but I think like it would be a good fight to see them like last, just like how Logan and Floyd were like and all that. So
Yeah, for sure, bro. It's gonna be interesting, especially you know, cause I don't know, man. Cause to be honest with you, there's not that really that much any entertaining fighters anymore, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's not like before, cause now, like think about it, bro. Now people come in, they do 1-2 hit, and then boom. Like it's like people only come for the money. Like they're only fighting for the like for the money, basically. Like they're not fighting for that like for that glory, bro. They're not trying to go all out. You know what I'm saying? It's not like entertaining. It's really boring, bro. Unless you see what Jake Paul does. Like Jake Paul, what he does is basically he's a money grabber. Like this guy grabs other players, other athletes from different sports, and he fights with them. You rather just do that than instead of going boxing, bro. Like I don't know, man.
yeah, yeah. And I think what kind of got me off on Jake Paul was like he chose like weaker like fighters or people who aren't like really trained within boxing like that. So when he had like Nate Robinson, like he had like Tyson Fury like in a UFC fighter and all that. This other guy like Ben like Azenbeck and all that, and like I think some other people too. Like he just chose like those like fighters because it's not like within the skill set level that he would like fight like Shakur like Stevenson and all that, or a Ryan Garcia or like a Devin Haney or like a Tank and all that. And he picks who he feels like might be like easy competition too. Like I feel like if it were to make sense, I would have want to see him like fight like Garcia or like Tank or Shakur Stevenson and all that. I think like those would have been
Who,
better
Jake Paul?
matches. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So the other topic too was Devin Haney versus like Ryan Garcia. Like they're both boxers. So Ryan Garcia's like kind of known recently, for losing to Tank and all that. Javante Davis. And then like also.
But they said what do you call it? They said Ryan Garcia had an issue
Yeah, like a
with
mental
his
breakdown.
no, he had an issue with his stomach. Like I don't know, but to be honest with you, excuse me, there was a what do you call it? What's that word? What's that word? Like
Like like a
he
stomach
had
ulcer or something like
no,
that.
no, no. He had a leak. You know how there's camps, right?
Yeah.
Different camps, and he said something that they figured out where was his weak spot. I don't know if that's considered serious, because think about it, right? 'Cause before they fight, right? They talk it out, and this. But he said, I don't know. He said that there was someone said that he had an issue with his stomach or something like that. But I don't think they. Cause to be honest with you, bro, I really don't think that was a strong hit. Cause I was watching the fight, and I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I had my money on Ryan Garcia. When he went for his stomach, it's not. It wasn't like. I really don't think it was a serious. Even if you look at well, Tank, he was talking to him while he was on the ground, because I thought he probably thought he was joking, to be honest with you, because that hit when he did to the stomach, it was really light. But when he went to the ground, I don't know. Even Tank was talking to him like this. I think he was mocking him or something. I don't know. But he was in the ground. So I don't know, because a lot of fights, they're not coming healthy, bro. Like because I don't know, if it's a big deal, because of course players don't care unless they take the win. But they weren't both healthy. So do you consider that a worthy fight? Like, do you consider, like, would you want to fight someone that's like what do you call it? That's not like healthy. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? The media didn't even say nothing. Like, they didn't say, "Oh, Garcia was injured or had a stomach issue." You know? Because think about it. If they did, it wouldn't be like, okay, like they will take. But they really consider this a big fight, because we all know Ryan Garcia has like a strong hit. He's also a famous TikToker. He does a lot of boxing stuff. But having that stomach issue, I don't know.
Yeah, I know for me, usually in certain situations, like the refs would have to call it, like if there's like something that's actually happening too and all that, and I feel like in some cases too, it could have been on the refs like call to even make that decision too. Like
Yeah.
with some refs, they don't even make that call; they just like let that fight happen because like some refs like they're on it too and all that. A lot of them also do tend to gamble and also like fix like fights and all that too. Like I remembered I think because like the mafia, what they used to do is that they used to like fix like fights back then. So then,
Yeah, I heard.
yeah,
I heard they did it with a Muhammad Ali's fight, bro. Is that true? I don't know.
yeah, I think that was like with the Muhammad Ali and like I think the Larry Holmes thing too because I remembered like I think on the fifth or sixth round, like when Holmes like had that chance and all that, basically Ali wasn't like in the condition to fight and all that too, because like he was like backing down, like panting and all that, and Holmes like wanted to stop the fight too but then the ref told him to like kind of like shut the fuck up and all that, and then basically. They just kept going and all that too, and like I think Holmes, like he said something that he actually felt guilty about, like even going that extra round and all that too, because he knows that Ali wasn't in that condition to fight and all that, and like even I think in like some NBA games too, I know this guy named Tim Donahue, who used to be like a ref that used to like work for the Mafia for a bit too. He was like fixing like some NBA games and all that for certain like teams to like win and all that, and it was like I think even with like Laker games and all that, like Celtics games, like all that type of stuff too. So, sometimes too I can't really believe you can't really like believe it like in a sense too. But I think even in this situation too, because even like when that fight was set to match, I know that Ryan Garcia kind of had like some mental breakdowns on like social media. People saying
Yeah, this was like right now, right? Wasn't this like a few weeks ago?
Yeah, that's correct. And like I think Ryan got emotional, I think like in one social media post, and like I've been going for like a lot of issues, and for me, like if I were to look at it as like a promoter, an organizer and all that, I would have had to move the fight to like another time, like to get that to get his like mental going and all that, to make sure that he is like ready for the fight and all that, like knowing that it is kind of near that day too, because they're actually fighting I think on the 15th for the 20th at like Barclays and all that. Like I think that mental preparation, like even within his mental preparation right now, I don't think like Garcia might even have that chance to win too, because like there are like obvious signs that he has like CTE and all that, and that he is like going through like some sporadic like movements for a bit too. So either moving the fight or like just canceling the fight in general, like it would have made like a better sense right now. But in all honesty too, like I know like Garcia is like very good. He does have some good quickness, some toughness, like even within his range. Devin Haney also has like the better hand too, because he is like more alert. Like he has had like a lot of like knockouts as well too. But I feel like even in this situation, it would have been better to like move the fight to like a later date than like anything else and all that.
Yeah, for sure. But to be honest with you, I don't know, man. After the first fight scene, Ryan Garcia, whoever David Haney is, he might take the W.
Yeah, for sure, man. And I mean to keep it going with like sports and all that too. Right now, like the Celtics, like they're kind of like in the top seed right now, and I think like we are close to like the playoffs and all that. So NBA standings. So this is like what's kind of going on right now. Like I've been like looking at like scores and all that and like everything else too, and seeing some highlights. So like this is like what's going on right now. So I think the Celtics are the only one right now that have clinched the spot and all that. I don't think anyone else from like even like the Western Conference has done that too. So like how do you even like feel about that right now?
To be honest with you, man, the East is weak, bro. Like the East is really weak, dog. Like I'm gonna be honest with you, fam.
Yeah.
Like think about it, dog. Like not ever since, East has always been dominated by one team. Like there's not like, like I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Like I don't know where it started from. Maybe it started from Jordan, but because like East always been dominated from one team. Like okay, right? There might be some interesting players playing for like several teams, but I have never seen a balanced East. Like maybe the LeBron era, right? Maybe because you had like Boston. No, sorry, not maybe the Kobe era, right? But even those eras, it's always a one dominating team, unless like the West, broski. If you see the West, fam, the West you cannot bet on the West because look at it. Look at the average from one to eight, from one to forget eight, from 1 to 9, from 1 to 10, the average is 40. Like 40 wins. It's unbelievable. Like but here it's not like that, bro. Look, you can't have a team almost 60 wins and the rest is like 40, 38. And then the lowest is probably 20 wins. 20 wins, broski. 20 and 10 wins, fam. That's insane, fam. That's like saying if me and you right now, if we train for 2 years, we can probably make it for the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think
Dead ass.
Yeah, like I do like kind of agree as well too. I think I remember that the only best era that I would have said was like between like 2010 to like 2013, 2014 and all that, like because like 2010, 2011, 2012, you've had like strong teams like Miami, Boston, who else, Brooklyn Nets and all that, the Bulls like at 1.2, Orlando Magic, like Cleveland, and then I think with everyone else too, but a lot of people love going out west and all that too, like James Harden with the trade to the Clippers and all that, and I think with LeBron to like back to like LA and all that, and like a whole lot of other places too, because they see the West as an advantage and all that. You don't have to worry about like certain like things going on too, because I think it has like more of a lenient style within training and within everything else too, and like even with coaches too, because like a lot of coaches are moving out west. I think who else? The last Raptors coach and all that, like I forgot like the name for a bit too, but
What, Nick Nurse? Nick Nurse?
yeah, Nick Nurse. He's like I think with OKC right now and all that.
No, he's with Philadelphia.
Oh, he's with Philadelphia. And
Yeah.
I think Doc went to the Clippers, right? Or
Nah, Bucks.
oh, Bucks. Oh, true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, to be honest with you, I don't really don't care about the standings, right? It doesn't matter, bro. If you seen last year playoffs, Miami was 8th seed, fam.
Yeah.
8th seed. They almost went to the finals, bro.
Yeah.
Finals.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, bro? So imagine right now. Right now is Philadelphia. To be honest with you, if think about it, if Joel Embiid comes back, because with Joel Embiid, 76ers were probably what 2, 3, maybe I don't know. I think they were first. To be honest with you, I think they were first. Once Joel, if Philadelphia survives, right, maybe clinches 7, and if Joel in comes back healthy, like really healthy, they could probably take out Boston. Cause who cares, man? Jason Tatum, okay, he's a star player, but this team had, they had chance, like they had like 4 or 5 chances, right? And Joel Embiid also, he's wanting to win a ring for a long time. Cause a lot of these teams in the Eastern Conference, they've been in the finals for a long time. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm gonna say it right now. Denver's gonna repeat. End of discussion. Denver's gonna repeat. They're going for their second ring.
Yeah. I feel like
Cause there's no player, bro. Cause there's no player, fam. LeBron's getting old. He's not. He's like what 39. He's what 39, right? He's 39, 40 years old.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, around that time. Yeah.
Good, Brody. He's 39, 40 years old. Okay, he's not gonna survive OKC. He's not gonna survive Denver. He's not gonna survive Minnesota because they're gonna warn him out. Right? They're gonna warn him out, bro. Anthony Edwards, Luka, Shai, bro, they're monsters, fam. They're gonna warn him out. He's too old. He's not gonna survive. Cause Anthony Davis, I mean, to be honest with you, he's a solid player, but I really don't think, bro. Cause the Western Conference is looking nice right now, bro.
Yeah.
They're looking amazing.
Yeah. I feel like OKC might have a chance on like winning the chip and all that too, because I feel like they do have like some good direction on like where it's like going and all that. Timberwolves, they also do have a chance as well too, because I think the blend with with Anthony Edwards, with Karl Anthony Towns and all that, with Gobert, like I think it's like kind of like a perfect like big free and all that on how a team should be, just kind of like how Miami was like back in like 2010, 2011. 2012 Clippers, I think it's just worn out too, because like when you have like too many like A team, like A-list like players and all that, you know, Kawhi, Russ, Harden, and like even like PG and all that. I feel like, you know, like there's gonna be like a lack of like sense of direction and all that. Denver would have another chance too. I feel like with Denver, because I've noticed this like too with like other teams too. Like some like teams like would take the high road and all that, but then like once they do come back, because like if they win a chip and all that, like and they try to play again, like sometimes too, like you get like that those like pregame jitters and all that, and you know it happened with like Toronto. It happened with like the Bucks. I think back I think in like 2023 and all that, like last year and all that. And even like other teams too, like with the Lakers as well too, like back in like 2021. So sometimes it is like trying to finding like that good momentum in a sense too. And that's where like I think with Golden State it had, because like they had that energy to like do like three peats, four peats, like whatever and all that. And I think it is like kind of like solidified like in a way, in a sense, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah. But
Well, who you think is gonna win though?
if I'm being like logical right now, I think like just like out of like standings alone, I think Boston might have a proper chance too, because there is like some set like structure within the leadership too. Like you have like Tatum, who is like kind of like the lead within the team and all that, and there is a good direction within like his mindset and his like ability to be a leader, kind of like how Jokic is with like the Nuggets and all that too, because you need that leader in order to kind of move on to like the next like level and all that. And I do see that more like within Tatum. I think even within the past like like the two playoffs and all that, like they almost won like in friggin the last like NBA finals too, and like even like back in like 2022 as well too, because it was like I think what Golden State versus like Boston as well, or yeah, those two. So I feel like there would have been like some perfect opportunities for them to like kind of like win it again and all that. Like even like some of the trades too, because like I know they like some people from Milwaukee are like on Boston right now too. So you do have J. Rue, like Holiday and all that. You do have like Jaylen Brown, Porzingis. I think Porzingis has like that more like physical like intelligence and strength, just like how Jokic is, and I think he is like doing well like on that level. And yeah, I think Jaylen Brown, like he's also like that right hand man to like Tatum, so it's also been good within some cases too. And yeah, I feel like it might work out with Boston. What I do want to see, I do want to see OKC win, because I think like there has been like a lot of like improvement from the players with Shy, with Giddy, and even with some of these like younger players too. Like I do feel like they're working hard. Timberwolves as well too. Like I think they might also have a chance as well. So
Okay, that's good.
yeah, how about you?
I'm gonna go with Denver, bro.
Yeah,
That's my guy, man. Nicola is my guy. I really think Nicola could repeat. He might, he might. Cause last year, man, they snaked him, bro.
yeah,
He could have won MVP, but Joel Embiid took it.
yeah,
I don't know, bro. He deserves three MVPs. If he wins this year MVP, because they're saying they might give it a shot, but I really think he deserves this year's MVP. So,
yeah.
why don't you? My prediction is Denver taking it, right? And he wins back to back MVP. So he wins the Finals MVP and he wins the season's MVP.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I think it could be a chance. Like I could definitely agree that Nicola might actually win the MVP and all that. I think he does show like a lot of like strength, just like last time too. And I think they kind of do within like sporadic years. So like when they see like certain players like having their moments, you know, they just kind of notice it within like at a time. And so I think he might get that appreciation later on too. I think Shy might have like the better chance too, because like of like how he dominated like the first half of the season and all that, and you know seeing it where it goes and all that. So yeah. I'm just gonna. So yo, so JoEazy and all that. Like, I don't know if you're big on like the SDN, like Little Barrette movements and all that. So basically, JoEazy, he's like a Toronto rapper, by the way too. So he was like arrested for killing his father and brother and all that. So
That was sad, bro.
yeah,
That was so heartbreaking. You know the scary thing about it? I was working around there. I didn't know what happened. They basically blocked out the whole scene.
yeah,
I thought something. I was something when I came home when I see the news. I'm like, no way.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's crazy because the barbershop I usually like go to like around that area, that was like around like that same area as well too. So for people who do want to tap in, so I'm gonna read like the news article. So a 23-year-old man is facing 2 counts of first-degree murder after a shooting in downtown Toronto Tuesday afternoon that left his father and brother dead and his mother injured. The police confirmed Wednesday morning that charges have been laid in connection with the incident that reportedly began in a home and spilled onto a busy downtown street. They've had like some videos like about it, like on like Six Buzz and like I think like, Instagram, TikTok, and all that. Three victims were located, 2 men and 1 woman. One of the men died at the scene in Parliament in Dundas, and the other man and woman were found in a home nearby on Arnold Avenue and were rushed to the hospital. So, like, the second man died from, like, his injuries, like, in hospital, and the woman, who's, like, the mother, is reported to have, like, non-life-threatening injuries. Toronto resident Benedict Johnson Congolo, also known as, like, JoEazy, has been, like, arrested for that. So it basically talks about it. So the officer said like that food pursuit was a brief pursuit, but did result in quite an altercation. One officer injured their arm and the other like their legs, adding that they were taken to hospital. The suspect was arrested and a gun was recovered. But yeah, it is crazy too because I remembered, I think they were saying like some people were like saying that he was like in a psychosis or something like that too, and like
What's the psychosis?
so it's like kind of like when you're like in a state of mind too, like when you're not like when you're like at a different like mindset than others, like, and it could be due to like stuff like drugs, like liquor, stuff like that too. So
So psychosis means like you're totally under control, or something like that.
it's like I'm finding the definition right now. So it's a severe mental disorder in which thought and emotions are so impaired that contact is lost with external reality. So like he's not within the right like reality as like everyone is like right now and all that. Like a lot of people are like dealing with psychosis as well too. I think they were like also stating like in the court like situation, like when he was at court, that he wasn't within that same mindset to speak with the judge and everything else too. And yeah, it is crazy, like it is kind of sad too. The family is like Congolese and all that, so like they're African and all that, like West African. So I think it kind of hits back home to us too and all that. So do you feel like even with like mental health nowadays, do you think it's something that's like not really talked about, like even in the African community and all that?
To be honest with you, mental health it is a really it's a severe matter. Meaning that, to be honest with you, even if you don't know that we have mental issues, we all have mental issues, right? Like the whole world has mental issues. But it's just that what we do in order to solve those mental issues, right? Because think about it, right? We live in a world where we could, what do you call it? We could see whatever,
Yeah.
we could be whatever, we could interact with whoever, we could eat whatever, we could drink whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's all there for us in the world, right? But but the thing is, it's what we do, right? It's how we resolve it. Because trust me, everyone has free will, right? Because I could be mad right now, but me going outside or me killing everyone, like that's gonna be worse too. Because in the end, I'm still gonna have mental issues.
Yeah.
'Cause I just killed the whole world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think like
So yeah, so what? To be honest with you, mental it is, but being a religious person, right? Being a religious person, I really believe that we should give ourselves to God, right? We should give ourselves because you know I don't know. Are you a religious person?
yeah, like I do tend to like follow like God here and there, and like also, take some time to kind of like read, like scriptures and all that type of stuff too.
Yeah,
Like here and there sometimes. So yeah, I know for me, like I know like religion does play like a good factor in
it
like
does. It
yeah
does really.
yeah
I mean, like to be honest with you, I know, because I do. Of course, me, I do have doubts, right? Because now I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. This is like my first year doing fasting, because I haven't really done fasting. This is my first time doing the first. I don't know if you heard it, but I think it's called Ganna, right? First fasting called Ganna, and this one is called Lent, right? But I think in our language it's called, I think, Pasika, but
yeah
the English term is called Lent, right? It's to remember Jesus, right?
yeah yeah
So so to be honest with you, my doubts are basically me being a newcomer to this spiritual world. It's like, okay, I'm doing this fasting, I'm giving myself to Jesus, I'm giving myself to God, I'm respecting, I'm giving my time to them. Oh, why can't it change, right? Like I'm going outside, I'm eating in restaurants, like, I'm still having the same problems. So my to be honest with you, my problem right now, my issue is me giving my time to, like, to Jesus, to God. Why can't the world, why can't the universe change too? Because to be honest with you, I'm still having the same issues. Like I'm still having the same problems where I get agitated. Like I'm going out restaurants, bro, and people are like disrespecting me, like while I'm eating. Like, and the thing about it, they don't say nothing. Like they don't say nothing, and other people are not seeing it. Like other people are not watching it. So, and it drives me crazy, bro. And the thing about me is, I like I don't retaliate at it in a proper way. Like I go back and I say, like, what the fuck, like, you know what I'm saying? Like how come she did this to me, or how come he did this to me? And to be honest with you, bro, I say this to God. Like I pray to him and be like, how come they're like disrespect me when I'm not doing anything wrong? Like I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm respecting them. I'm coming inside a restaurant and I'm eating peacefully. But some people, they don't like that shit. Some people, they like to come and ruin your peace, bro. And and it's a new shit. This is a new shit where people come say to me, "Oh, like don't expect a peaceful day every day." Like, what does that mean? Don't expect a peaceful every day. Like, how can you say that? So, so how can we blame? When those type of people say that shit to me, how can we blame those mm, those incidents, like those people doing terrible, evil stuff? Me personally, I don't blame. Like because I have no power. I have no. What do you call it? I have no right, because even Jesus said, before you throw a stone, make sure you haven't committed any sin. Make sure you don't judge before you throw a stone. But some people don't live that way. You know what I'm saying?
yeah
Some people don't. Some people don't live in those matters. So what I believe in mental health, my first cure in mental health is to love yourself, is to take care of yourself. That is one thing I know about mental health. That's one thing I learned about mental health, is make sure you love yourself, because no one's gonna love you the way you love yourself.
yeah
You know what I'm saying? Just because someone else disrespects you outside, you personally don't gotta disrespect yourself just because that guy or that girl disrespects you. So that's Devontae. That's one thing I learned about mental health, and of course, I wish people would know that stuff too. You know what I'm saying? So don't get like that's one thing. Like don't get discouraged just because you don't have a peaceful day every day.
yeah
Cause think about it, people now in the Middle East, bro. Middle East, Ethiopia,
South
um,
Sudan and all that,
yeah, South
Congo,
Sudan, Congo, broski.
yeah
They're living, like they're living. They don't even live a life, bro. They don't even know. They don't even know what sleep is, bro. They don't even know what a Big Mac combo with large fries and a large Coke is.
yeah
Like they don't even know. They don't even know what a PlayStation PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And of course, it's not good to compare your life with those life. But when you think about it, have faith in God, bro.
Yeah.
Because God could do some evil stuff too if you don't,
Yeah.
if you don't respect him, if you don't like him. Because he could come back too bad, bro.
Yeah, exactly. And no, I definitely agree like more on the religious side too. Like I've been like fasting, like Orthodox fasting since like 2018, and yeah, like it has like helped a lot, in keeping your faith and to like even follow a path and all that too. And like, you always have to make like conscious like decisions on like whatever you're doing, and resisting like temptations too. And like I think with like I could give one example. Like one way that I kind of resist temptation is to kind of like work out. Like I've been like working out again like since January and all that, and just like being at that gym or just like taking that time to work out, like it's like kind of like an escapism too, and like it kind of helps with your mental as well too, because you're putting that energy and faith into like working out, like doing the best you can to like losing weight to
Like
gain
you're
those.
releasing it, like you're releasing
Yeah, you're
all that
releasing
bad
like tension.
energy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, all
And like
that
that's
bad energy.
yeah, exactly. And I know with like a lot of people too. So JoEazy, who is like a street rapper, like that was like affiliated with the streets and all that. Like you're in an environment where you're grouped in with like a lot of people. You're grouped in with like the bad conditions, and you get caught up doing like a lot of things too. Like with a lot of like the Toronto artists too and all that, like who are like affiliated like in the streets and all that. There's like a lot of things too. You're either like trapping, pimping, all that type of stuff too and all that. And like you're gonna be exposed to like many like vices, like like weed, like liquor, shorties and all that type of stuff too. And like there's gonna be times when you're gonna be like 24/7, like no sleep, nothing like that too. Like not a lot of them like work out or do anything like that. And like sometimes too, like it kind of like affects like the mental and all that, especially like even being around like violence or being around like situations where you do need to like kind of step back for a bit too. And like I can understand like where it has like led him to and all that in that situation. And all I could just say is like pray for the family who are like going through like that moment, and to kind of like I think just pray for peace, and pray for like a good mindset for everyone involved too and all that. Like I don't wish jail on no one. I don't wish like any like ill will to anyone. Just like whatever peace you can get, like whether it's from a cell, whether it's from like being in heaven, whether it's like being in whatever, just like finding that like sort of peace. Like it kind of works out either way and all that, so but yeah. I think moving forward to I want to move like that topic, like the other topic for last, but like immigration, like in Canada and all that. Like you've seen it like on TikTok, Facebook, like all that type of stuff too. Like when you see like those like job like meetups and all that too, like you see like many people like lining up, and a lot of them are like mainly like like international students, or people like on a work visa or like permanent residents and all that too, like mainly from India, like Africa, like China, like all these like other parts too and all that. And how do you even like feel about like what you're seeing right now with immigration, like even with housing and all that type of stuff?
The world's ending.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree.
Nah, I swear to God, bro. I feel like the world is gonna end. I feel like, uh, cause think about it, right? This has happened before, right? To be clear, this has happened before, right? All these things, but as have I done my has my study, has my research, it has never been done in like in what do you call it? Like in one period, like in one period, it has never done. Like think about it, bro. We got the Middle East. We got what do you call it? We got Russia and Ukraine. We got Ethiopia issue. We got South Sudan. We got we got we got Haiti, right? We got now I don't know, but who cares? Now we might have Venezuela and Guyana.
Yeah.
Now we have China and Philippines. right? They're going at it, and also they're going at China's also going at with Taiwan,
Yeah.
right? So that's 8.
Ukraine and
Broski.
Russia.
Yeah, so that's like 16 countries going at it.
Yeah.
Now we have civil war in America, right? We have civil war in France. We have civil war in Germany. We have, oh my gosh, bro. And then you have pandemics. People are coming with these different types of pandemics. Then we got economy crisis.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Job
I'm
shortages and
telling
all that
you,
too. Yeah.
I'm telling you, bro. This is the world ending at slowly by slowly. Cause think about it. They said it's not serious, right? But it has been going on for 2 years. The Ukrainian Russia situation has been going on for 2 years. Now with the Middle Eastern, the longest they have fought in before, what do you call it, long time ago, because they did say this happened 70 years ago, but they're saying that this might be the longest, right? And not only the longest, they have Israel now has what do you call it? It had expanded its territory, its colonization. So now it's more of a like they want to call it they want to conquer the whole Middle East. It's not only they want to conquer Palestine. Now they're saying Israel might conquer the whole Middle East. So they want to conquer Iran. They might conquer Saudi Arabia. You know what I'm saying? So it's some people say it's genocide, but I really think it's like the world is ending because I don't know. Like you did say you read it on the Bible, but there it also said in the Bible that the world is ending. You
Yeah.
know, the
In
world is,
Revelations, yeah.
yes, the world is gonna end in a way where there's gonna be several what do you call it? What's that thing, like scenes, like several stages, like you know like several things happening, and it's gonna keep adding on, and the more people they start realizing, the more people they're gonna join, because think about it, the scary thing about this, bro, is that once people start noticing, they're gonna give up too, because the people don't know. The people have the power, right? Like it says that we all have, like, people all have the power, right? But once the people start giving up and start losing hope, it's gonna be worse. It's gonna be saying, like, it's gonna be worse. Cause think about it, it's not gonna be a yo, once everyone says, like, okay, this is it, it's not gonna be a world war that we're gonna see, bro. It's gonna be like our neighborhood. Like it's gonna be right at our neighborhood. Like outside, bro, it's gonna be serious.
Yeah.
Cause who cares, bro? Like, why do we have to go to another country where we can go to our nearest food store and be like, "Yo, where's my food at?" Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's simple, just simple as that. Cause
Yeah.
it just gets simple as that. That's how
Yeah.
war is, bro. War is not about, like, it's not like before. It's not like, oh, country versus country. No, it's about greed. It's about greed. It's about selfishness. It's about, you know what I'm saying? Like, you owe me this, I owe you this, and this, bro. But
Yeah.
to be honest with you, me, to be honest with you, the world is ending. But if you do have, cause they say if you do have faith in Jesus, he is coming, bro. He's coming. He is coming, and he's gonna judge us. So, in this time of era, I would just say pray, bro. I'll just pray. I'll just say pray and give it up. Cause imagine, cause we have to remember all the sins that we did. All the sins that we did, and we have to pray. Like, we have to forgive, because if the world ends, broski, and we're not like, and we know that we can, like, ask for forgiveness, I would ask for forgiveness, bro, of all the things that I've done.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree as well too, and I think it stems from like a lot of stuff too, because now it's outpouring in different areas too. Like if you go to like New York City and all that, if you go to like Times Square and like other areas, like there's like a migrant crisis and all that too, and like people from those exact same countries that you've referenced are living like in these like hostels and like these hotels and all that. It's like that in Toronto, it's like that in Chicago, it's like in other areas too, and like you do see like an amount of violence and amount of like stuff going on and all that, and like people are complaining about it. Like on TikTok, people are complaining that they can't get a job because of the whole like TFW like immigration crisis. People aren't finding a place to stay because of that, and I feel like it would be getting worse, like depending on like how like certain governments are like kind of like treating it and all that. I even noticed like this like right away too. Like a lot of people are becoming like more conservative nowadays because of like those like same situations too and all that, which is affecting like the generation of people that were like born here, that went to school here, that are like looking for work here. And I feel like it's gonna be like a whole like tug of war where everyone's gonna be affected like either way, like as you said and all that. And I feel like it would get on to like the worst point and all that. And I think it starts with like just employers and like just even with the government as well too, on who they're prioritizing and like what they're trying to do to like solve certain matters too, because band-aid effects won't really like help certain ways too. Like I know Trudeau was talking about like doing like I think like a 2-year 5-year ban on like like housing to like international like students and all that, or like student visas. And like that only solves like maybe like 10% of the problem, but it's taking over like on a multi like level format and all that, because now like those like same students that are going to school, like not even the international students but regular Canadian students, aren't getting a job, like because like now they're focusing on outsourcing to other areas and all that too, like looking at people who might have different critique levels that follow within suit. And like even like how like companies are treating like certain workers too, like cutting wages or like cutting like certain effects and all that. So yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't
I
know
don't
if
know.
I don't know if it has like affected you by any chance, like seeing, like even like trying to like get like a job or anything like that, or like your friends like trying to get like a job or anything else too, like with the whole like immigration crisis.
Um, well, I did hear that the immigration are getting more privileged than us. I don't know if you heard, but like they're getting visas, they're getting jobs, they're getting like housing, they're getting all this stuff. But I don't know why. But they're saying that it's really because of election. So they say this type of shit happens whenever election comes, right? So whenever there's a time when election comes, they usually do this type of stuff just to get votes. So now basically what Biden is doing is Biden is allowing other people, right? And of course Canada there's rules, regulations when it comes to different when it comes to this stuff. So you don't have that problem. But when it comes to America, excuse me, what they do is they let these people in and they let them to vote. Can you imagine? In Canada, you're not allowed to vote unless you get a visa. Like unless you're here for 4 or 5 years, you're not allowed to vote. But in America, they're giving them this privilege.
Yeah,
So can you imagine, bro? How many like the people in America, how they're suffering when they hear this type of stuff? Because think about it, you could be someone, right, that has no job, but then you see a person jumping over a border, dropping over a fence. Like imagine, bro, you watching this from your crib, B. Like you watching a guy jumping over a fence, coming to America, and then you see him getting a job before you. Wow,
yeah,
it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I could imagine that guy watching that guy jumping over a fence just to come to America, right, to get a job before him.
yeah,
That's To be honest with you, I don't blame if the Americans right now start civil war, bro. I feel like they're gonna have a lot of people on their side.
yeah,
Like they're gonna have a lot of people on their side because, uh, of course, man, American people are like they're hardworking, bro. Like they work hard. They of course, you know they entertain, bro. Like they're the greatest entertainers in the world, man.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And then
exactly.
so when they see this type of stuff happening, bro, they gotta do something because the I really like the government don't care about us, man. The government don't care
Yeah,
about the people.
yeah, no, for sure. And I have like this like crazy theory too, like with these people getting like these like jobs like before us and all that. Like it has like led to other people, like certain people, like getting into different like types of like work and all that, like with crime or with like morally suggestive like stuff and all that. Like when you see like young like students like getting like making like OnlyFans accounts or like Twitch accounts, or kids getting into crime and that type of stuff too, or like other people like doing other stuff like investing or trading or like stocks and that type of stuff too. Like I noticed like it wouldn't have happened if immigration wasn't like really a thing like that too, because now like those jobs that were meant for those specific people and all that too, or like even like certain jobs too that that might be beneficial, are now like going to outsource companies to outsource people from all over the world, or the people jumping over the border too and all that. So like it is like interesting to see.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But do you think it's gonna be better, or like for the next 2 years, or do you think something big is gonna happen? Maybe the next year or two.
I
Like,
feel
do you think something like really severe, like really serious is
Yeah.
gonna happen? Or do you think it's gonna get better? Like, do you think it's gonna get better, or do you think it's gonna be something serious?
I feel like within the next 2 years, like I'm noticing this right now too. More people are becoming like conservative too. So I think even with the next elections, they're gonna have like a direct effect on like what's actually happening. So I think more people are gonna vote like conservative or like Republican and all that. So I do feel like people like Pierre Polyev or Donald Trump might even like have like a chance to win in like these like certain elections too. Like even like since like Joe Biden won and like since Trudeau won like the last election, I feel like it's just been going like downhill for a bit too, and I think it's gonna reflect like on the votership and all that. So you're gonna see young people voting for Polyev or like Donald Trump, and like, hey, if we become a conservative country for like the next like 4 years too, I wouldn't be surprised too, because I think a lot of people have had like enough and all that, and I think a change is gonna happen like in a sense too. So, but
But do
yeah.
you, do you think it's gonna be for the better, or do you think it's gonna be for the worse?
As of right now, it will be for the worst too. But I think if a change does happen, like as I said with like Trump or Polyev, I feel like it might be a little bit better, like if they're held like in office and all that too. Like even though if I
Okay.
even though I don't agree with like some of their stuff and all that. So, but yeah,
All right.
yeah. We just have like this like one last topic and all that, and I'm just gonna share the screen too. I mean, we'll probably like do it like a little bit like briefly and all that. The Beyonce album and all that. So I'm just gonna clean this out for a bit too. So this will be the new Beyonce. Give me one quick sec.
Beyonce. Yeah,
So
she's
her,
gorgeous, bro.
yeah, man. She's about to drop Cowboy Carter soon, so that's gonna be the next solo album, which is like her country record, and this is like kind of like the cover and all that. Yeah, it's like a little bit like blurred out. Yeah, like it's kind of like right there. I'm just gonna move this. Actually, but yeah, like this is gonna be like the next like album and all that. Like, what do you think so far? Do you think it might be a good direction?
Uh, to be honest with you, I love country music. So Beyonce going for the country music, to be honest with you, she has a sound, like she has that accent, right? So I don't know. I really think she could do it, bro. Cause I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. She's an amazing singer, but the only thing with her is like she doesn't expand. Like I don't know why, bro. When it comes to music, when it comes to artists, me, I'm not saying she's bad or anything that, but it's gonna be like okay, like it's gonna be whatever,
Yeah,
right? But I don't know why they make it a big deal whenever a black person does country music. I don't know why they always I don't know put it down or put it like I don't know why, but
yeah,
they could like 'cause black people, bro, they could do country music, fam. Like they have that accent, they have that sound, they could do it. But
yeah,
I don't know why they make it like a big deal. Like they criticize them. They do it. They say this negative stuff.
yeah,
So to be honest with you, man, Beyonce going for a country album, it's gonna really take her to another level. Meaning, like, I don't know, cause right now we all know Taylor Swift is the biggest singer in the world. So for her going for country music, and if she does extremely well, I don't know, bro. We might see the thing shift, like the tide shift, cause
Yeah.
we might even see her win another Grammy or a Grammy for
Yeah.
this.
I feel
So
like
who
yeah,
knows?
yeah. I feel like it will be like album of the year. Like if it were to drop this year too, I think Texas Hold'em is like a pretty good song. Like I've heard it like around. I like how she resonates everything from like her past experiences too, because the reason why she made this album is to because the experience she had like at other events where she wasn't like welcome and all that, and that kind of stems back from like the 2016 like Country Music Awards where she was with like the Dixie chicks at the time when they did like this one random song and like they were talking about like the situation in Iraq, and people were kind of like against like her being on stage because the Dixie Chicks had like some controversy around that time, and there was like racism. Like with country music, there is like a lot of like racism at certain points too. But I feel like with the direction on what she's doing, I think it is more genuine and more authentic than what other people have done too. Like I know with Lil Nas X, he had like Old Town Road, but that was kind of it too. But then it
But
was like
they didn't say nothing bad about him though.
yeah,
When Lil Nas X, they didn't really say bad about him. So to be honest with you, I don't know, man. 'Cause I really don't want to go deep into this because we all know, right? When you go in history, we all know country music is a white man's thing, right?
yeah,
And we all know hip hop, rap, it's a black man thing.
yeah,
So it's basically this thing that they go at it, right? But to be honest with you, if you could just like, what I'm saying, let people in, let people do their stuff, I really think, bro, we can make another Jay-Z, bro, another, what do you call it?
like
Right?
like
Another,
Michael Jackson,
yeah,
Prince,
we can make
that type of
another
stuff.
Michael
Yeah,
Jackson,
exactly.
another Prince, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Another Elvis Presley. Why not?
Exactly. Yeah, nah, for sure. As we're about to close right now, do you have any like closing remarks you want to say for a bit too?
um, I don't know. I just want to say, man, thank you for this. Thank you for this moment. Thank you for this time. And I hope that we do this again, bro.
Yeah.
Real talks YT. I just want the world to know that Real Talks YT. This is what I do, man. This is I say I always try my best to spread that real authentic information because to be honest with you, even though I'm not like a big celebrity or I don't have like a big channel, a big podcast, you know what I'm saying, compared to like the rest of the guys, but I always try like to spread that real information because I know, if me or Yashu, if one of us become like a big celebrity, guys, you know what I'm saying, we probably might have we probably might not be the same. Who knows? We probably might be different. So this is our time to say what we gotta say and let you guys know.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
of course, Yashu, this is not like this is not the last, man. For sure we're gonna keep doing this, and then hope we reach to the top. You guys
Yeah,
already know
for
what it is.
sure.
Real Talks
Likewise.
YT.
Yeah, man. This is Josh, also known as Yashu with Yom of Real Talks YT. You can get this like on all platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Buzzsprout, YouTube, much more, and all that. We're definitely gonna have like more of these and all that too. So definitely tap in like whenever you can and all that. And yo, like we're just signing off right here and all that. So.